To day 49 of me losing 100 pounds in 6 months, or I have to get this disgusting tattoo. All right, today I have another childhood story for you. Not anything to do with me being fat, just something that I thought about while I was on my walk. I saw this little cutie pie, which I actually see lots of them all the time, and they always make me think of how when I was little and I absolutely loved reptiles and amphibians and would pretty much catch anything that I could get my hands on. Used to go upstate to my grandparents' cottage, which was on Lake Ontario, and they had a creek that ran along their property, and I would just go down and snatch up all the turtles and frogs and snakes and things I could catch, even toads, which don't really count toads as getting a good catch because they have no reaction speed whatsoever, and anyone that's over the age of 3 years old can probably catch a toad pretty easily. They do pee on you pretty much immediately, so I was probably covered in a lot of toad piss on my hands when I was a little kid because I used to just catch every single thing that I could find. But I do remember this one time that we were driving up there, and at a stop my mom had to get gas, we had to get food, whatever. I think it was a Burger King or something. I actually caught a little snake outside of it, and then I had my mom grab me a cup from inside to put the snake in, and I remember she told me to leave it out by the car, and me as a stupid little child decided I didn't want to leave the snake alone. I wanted to bring it with me, so I brought it inside the Burger King with me, and then I also poked the hole through the straw hole because I thought it needed air and I didn't want it to suffocate. And while we were in there, sitting there, it was on the table just in this cup, and somehow the snake just coiled itself up and shot straight up out of the straw hole, and scurried around the floor of the Burger King while people were screaming and freaking out. And I remember my mom yelling at me to grab it and get it out of here as fast as possible, and I was just weeping and so sad bringing the snake outside and then having to let it go. And then as I let it go, I realized that it had cut itself a little bit on the hole when it shot itself out, and I was like so distraught and sad as a little kid about this snake that I unfortunately ruined. But I did let it go, and hopefully it lived a long, fulfilling life after that brief, horrific incident that I put on it. That said, me now as an adult, some reason I don't feel inclined to grab these little guys when I see them, and I think a lot of things I did as a kid, which included reaching my hand down into a snake hole, I probably wouldn't do anymore as a grown adult. So interesting how as a kid you can be fearless, and then as an adult it could be like maybe